Discover the next must-play platformers on Switch. From the mysterious Shadow Labyrinth to the dreamy Little Nemo, these 12 games will redefine your platforming experience. You play as Mira, a girl who wakes up trapped in an ancient underground maze filled with shadows that come to life. Armed with only a magical lantern, you must navigate through the constantly shifting walls while uncovering the truth about why you were brought here. The game mixes platforming with puzzle solving as you use light to create paths and defeat enemies. The atmosphere really gets under your skin, with the sound design making every corner feel dangerous. I found myself holding my breath during intense chase sequences, not for the faint of heart, but worth every minute.
Don't just defeat enemies. Consume.
Ruffy, a young otter, must save his hometown from rising floods caused by a beaver dam corporation upstream. You'll swim, climb, and slide through lush environments while gathering supporters for your cause. The water physics make for unique platforming, as currents push you around and water levels change the paths available. The game includes a day-night cycle where different creatures appear to help or hinder your progress. The story tackles environmental themes without beating you over the head with the message. I particularly enjoyed how each animal character has distinct personalities rather than just being generic helpers.
Remember, with the swap, you can change the world. Hey, did that tree just move? Well, let's try to swap it. With the fantastic powers of the swap, you can change the world in the most...
This reimagining of the 2017 crowdfunded platformer brings back the chameleon and bat duo with completely rebuilt levels. The story follows Yooka and Laylee attempting to recover magical books stolen by Capital B, who plans to convert literature into pure profit. The game fixes nearly every issue from the original, with tighter controls and camera that actually works this time. The collectathon elements feel rewarding rather than tedious, and the writing packs genuine laughs. The team clearly listened to feedback, turning a disappointing original into what it should have been all along. In Aurascope, you control Nova, a maintenance worker who discovers an ancient device that reveals invisible platforms and threats within an abandoned research facility. As you progress, you learn the facility was studying dimensional rifts before a catastrophic incident. The game's hook involves switching between spectrum views to navigate otherwise impossible terrain. What starts as a simple mechanic evolves into complex puzzles requiring perfect timing. The story unfolds through found audio logs that become increasingly unsettling. The gradual difficulty curve strikes the right balance between challenge and accessibility, though boss fights occasionally feel unfair. Silksong puts you in control of Hornet, the thread-wielding princess from the original game, as she's captured and taken to a new kingdom called Farloom. Unlike the downward journey of Hollow Knight, you're climbing upward through this strange land to reach a citadel at its peak. Hornet moves faster and more fluidly than the Knight, with combat focused on quick strikes and silk abilities. The world feels just as vast and mysterious as the original, with haunting music and that signature hand-drawn art style. The difficulty remains uncompromising but fair. It was worth the long wait. Ryu Hayabusa returns in this Switch exclusive after his clan's sacred relic is stolen by demons from another dimension. The game maintains the series' brutal difficulty while adding the rage system, which lets you temporarily enter a powered-up state after taking damage. Wall running, air dashing, and sword combat feel responsive, creating a flow that's hard to match in other action platformers. The game doesn't hold your hand. You will die repeatedly until you master each enemy type. The story is typical revenge fare, but that's not why we play Ninja Gaiden. This is pure, unfiltered combat challenge. Hey, quick pause here. If you're enjoying this look at some of Switch's finest games, hit that subscribe button for more content like this. Let me know in the comments which of these games you've played or are excited to try. Now, let's continue with our lineup. Set in a theater where fairy tale puppets come to life after dark, you play as Pinocchio, trying to prevent the villainous wolf from rewriting classic stories. The game uses a brilliant string mechanic where you can attach to points above to swing and catapult yourself across gaps. Each world represents a different fairy tale with its own unique mechanics and challenges. The visual style mixes wood textures with watercolor backgrounds that look torn from a storybook. The narrative tackles themes of identity and free will surprisingly well for a platformer. The finale brought a genuine lump to my throat.
The king has been overcome with grief and sorrow. Disheartened with this fate, the king has sought to rewrite the acts of his life and consign the past.
This definitive edition rebuilds the original Shovel Knight campaign from the ground up. Our blue hero still journeys to defeat the Enchantress and save Shield Knight, but now with enhanced visuals, expanded levels, and new secret areas. The retro-inspired gameplay feels like the best NES game that never existed, with tight controls and satisfying shovel bouncing. New relics add fresh strategic options without overwhelming the core experience. The soundtrack remains an absolute banger, now with orchestrated options for purists and newcomers alike. Yacht Club Games proves that pixel art platformers can still feel modern and essential. In this evolution-themed platformer, you control a small organism named Pip that can absorb traits from defeated enemies. The story follows Pip's journey through various ecosystems to stop a catastrophic invasive species from destroying the natural order. As you progress, you'll mix and match abilities like wall sticking, gliding, or burrowing to overcome increasingly complex environments. The mutation system allows for hundreds of possible combinations, encouraging experimentation. The game cleverly teaches actual biological concepts without feeling like edutainment. Finding the perfect build for each area becomes addictively satisfying, though the final boss feels like a difficulty spike.
The facility and save the world from aliens.
You play as Maxwell, a space-traveling dog tasked with finding new habitable planets for his dying world. This exploration-focused platformer brings back the Game Boy Advance aesthetic with modern sensibilities. The Galaxy map lets you choose your path between planets, each with unique gravity effects and alien species. The upgrade system is tied to helping other beings, encouraging you to be the good boy the title suggests. The charming pixel art masks a surprisingly emotional story about home and belonging. Controls feel precise without being slippery. This is a love letter to handheld gaming that stands firmly on its own four paws. Based on the cult film, this blood-soaked retro platformer drops you into a post-apocalyptic 1997 where water is scarce and BMX bikes are the main transportation. You play as the Kid, collecting comic-inspired weapons to battle against the forces of the evil warlord Zeus. The gameplay mixes traditional platforming with over-the-top gore that somehow remains cartoonish and fun. The synthwave soundtrack perfectly complements the 80s-inspired world. BMX sections provide a nice break from the platforming while feeling integral to the experience. The co-op mode lets a friend join as Apple, turning this solo adventure into a bloody buddy comedy. Based on the classic comic strip and animated film, you control Nemo as he travels through the dream world to save King Morpheus from the Nightmare King. Each level represents a different dream, ranging from Candylands to underwater kingdoms to mechanical cityscapes. The game's standout feature lets you befriend and ride different animals, each with unique abilities like flying, climbing, or smashing through obstacles. The dream logic allows for creative level design that constantly surprises. The art style captures Winsor McKay's original illustrations with modern flourishes. The difficulty ramps gently, making this perfect for newcomers while still engaging veterans. Hey, let me know what you think about these games. Maybe you've played some and have a different take, or maybe something here caught your eye. Drop a comment, let's chat about it. See you in the next one.